Greetings and salutations, friends. Some of you may know a Facebook group called Daily Gondor, which essentially asks the very important question of what would BuzzFeed and the Guardian article and the like look like if they happen in The Lord of the Rings, and they do a pretty good job of simulating it. Majority Men, Kingdom of Gondor is a dangerous and unwanted pipe dream. No, giving the Dark Lord Sauron absolute power won't lead to tyranny. I certainly can't see it, but did you also know that there's a 40k equivalent? Well, now you do. Welcome to the Imperial Herald. So I didn't know this existed until a little while ago when Sargon started sending it to me, because, well, I don't use Facebook much for reasons of my own sanity. But this is a good part of Facebook, which is rare. Oh, and it's of course even better that they have also picked up apparently on my recent little drama with Reddit, which of course is not a bad thing at all. I do love this one too. The detail in this is actually quite beautiful. Controversial archivist Velv Krixhammer banned from the librariums upon the world of not Reddit. Velv Krixhammer. That's pretty much what happens if you put Arch Warhammer in a Google Translate and ask for the Norwegian version. But the author, Ilfanor Porsal, which in Tau basically translates to something along the lines of bullshit merchant. Which was quite good. Also, the Tau here in human face. I like that. Highly controversial archivist Velv Krixhammer has been banned from the librariums of not Reddit. The Fenrisian native is known for transgressions such as making jokes, that is correct, criticizing the greater good, this too is correct, and is best friends with the son of a war chief whose cousins joined the great company of war criminal Gunnar Redmoon. See, the beauty of this is that, whilst obviously it's taken to the extreme and the absurd, there's a hint of truth in there. And literally my greatest crime, according to 40k lore Reddit, is that 1, I am friends with Sargon. Unforgivable, I know. And that I once made a video with the Golden One. I'm surprised they haven't brought up the video that I did debating against Richard Spencer, but I guess that was a little bit too difficult to twist even for them, I suppose. The human librarians, with no ulterior motives other than upholding the accuracy and truth of Imperial records, issued a response to the backlash. We had to ban Krixhammer and any mention of his work for the sake of the Imperial citizenry, said the chief librarian Mon Ver Afulason, which means something along the lines of hidden propaganda / overcomplicated politics. A reference to the mod who created the post, who also moderates Sig Marxism. And has, let's say, a bit of a personal axe to grind. I might do one last video on the whole Reddit drama, by the way, because it has been more or less confirmed that the entire reason why this happened is because of a couple of mods who had a personal grudge against me. But I don't know. It's so passé. So, somehow, bands of small, frail Xenos known as the Tau keep coming into Librarium and complaining loudly when the Krixhammer is mentioned, so he had to remove the Gwala for his own safety. Again, correct. You gotta love it. I mean, they've pretty much cut to the heart of the problem there, haven't they? What else have we got here that's cool? I lost a comment. Ix Targanix, Slayer of Destinies, the Tyranid race has to travel across the void of space, losing trillions of organisms whilst doing so simply to find food. That too is correct. Can you imagine the pain of the Norn Queens feeling the psychic backlash of untold numbers of their children dying, and we complain about them eating a few subsectors? Fuck off. Again, I could see that on lefty Twitter, just, oh, immigrants, they're crossing the Mediterranean and they're drowning. It's horrible, we must take them all in. Yes, because that wouldn't encourage them or anything. Like, oh hey, this passage is extraordinarily dangerous. Let's reward them for making it. And how will this prevent them from drowning exactly? Oh, never mind. Details, we can worry about that later. Chapter Master of the Leaves of Caliban. Justar Castro pictured dressed as Vulcan at a Salamanders themed party. Justin Trudeau and his blackface. The more progressive you get, the larger the odds are of you either being a sex offender or being caught in blackface. Apparently. Hey. I'm not making the rules here. It just appears to be reality. I didn't remember how many times I've dressed as Vulcan, stated Castro as more footage emerged from his time in the Death Watch. Which, again, as hilarious as it is, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, was caught in blackface, and then caught again in blackface, until he eventually had to say that he had no idea how many times he had dressed up in blackface, which is... people kind, Trudeau. People kind. They tend to remember, don't they? Good God. Normalization of anti-Tyranid rhetoric threatens the core values of the Imperium. Oh, really? Now that does sound very Guardian-esque. By allowing the Ordo Xenos to foster doubt of the benefits of Tyranid resettlement, the security and stability of mankind are threatened. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I talked about this in a Oxygen Not Included video a while ago, where I found an article in a Norwegian net newspaper that basically like, oh, Trump and Brexit threatens the most core principles of our democracy, our trust in each other and our politicians. And I'm just like, should we really be trusting our fucking politicians? What have they done to earn our trust? Like, I don't think a core fundament of democracy necessarily is trust. I think it is more about, holding our elected representatives to account. I think perhaps if you really look into it, the core fundament and principle of diplomacy, of democracy, is having a large stick with which to beat those who do not do what they say they will do, if only they're elected. I wish we used that stick more often, by the way. Let me see. Is this I'm unfamiliar with how Facebook functions. Will this bring me a bigger version? Kind of. Oh, well, it did bring me over here, which is... Okay, that's loading. I think I may have done something horrible. Yes, never mind that. Okay, back to it. Anti-Tyranid sentiment are growing concerns throughout the galaxy. These fears have been fueled by members of the Order of Xenos, to the point where the discussion of hive fleets posing an existential threat to mankind is now considered normal. Ultimately, by not allowing Tyranids to join the Imperium, we shall see a collapse of values and principles that were founded by the Emperor himself. Indeed, if you do not let groups of people that have vastly different principles and values than you join your nation, well, why have those principles in the first place, eh? Sheikh Uruk, the Harlequins' latest play about their patron deity, could lead to raids upon Imperial worlds. It is a horrible thing. Cadia, a vibrant world, rich in culture, and reveling its newfound diversity. After Cadia's liberation from the Imperium, the planet is now a flourishing metropolis of exciting variety, a taste of the bright new future awaiting the rest of the galaxy. How can you argue with that? Oh, the red gobbo tells the High Lords you've stolen my shiny bits. In an impassioned speech to the living representatives of the God Emperor, the gobbo told the High Lords why they are ruining the galaxy. I mean, I'm not endorsing comparing a certain small, possibly mentally deranged Swedish girl to a goblin, of course. But you must admit the rhetoric does sound somewhat similar. Humans are the worst threat to all the other species. I keep going planting and planting eight hours of grubs looting all the bits of living it's a big rock. It's not too far away from it. There's too many humans in space. The Imperial Herald, not our big spiky boys this good. Of course they are. We must stop people from ruining the galaxy, obviously. Just like we must stop them from ruining the Earth. Yes, eco-fascism is the way to go. There was even a beautiful article arguing for why we should start eating people to stop global warming. And, I mean, on the one side, it is correct. If we basically just start murdering people, pollution will go down, and if we eat them on top of it, well, waste not, want not, I suppose. Oh god. Chain axe attacks up 98,000,000% upon the world of Armageddon. Arbeites investigates are ongoing, yet in conclusion as to the cause of the sharp increase in brutal mass murders within the northern and western hives. Indeed, occasionally you just can't truly figure out the reason behind something, isn't it? Just like hate crimes spiking in Britain. Oh, we've introduced a bunch new laws, introducing yet wider and wider definitions of the term hate crime, and then hate crimes, hate crimes, yes, and then hate crimes rise? Clearly there's something fundamentally wrong with British society. More true than you might initially believe. Oh. This is good shit. I'll leave a link to this in the description below because you should definitely read this. This is solid fucking shit right here. Not overly serious, true, but funny. Absolutely funny. And just a hint relevant as well, because you can't deny that as ridiculous as it may be, oh, there's a pinch of truth in there, isn't it? Glorious. So definitely go check it out. And good job, Imperial Heralds. May you continue amusing people for a long time yet. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day. Gene Steeler to play Sanguinius in new biopic film series. Because again, why not?